let's apply what we just learned and knit a fold-over child-sized hat. All right, we are going to do a simple child's hat. I require 127 stitches. So if 50 and 50 is 100, then 60 and 60 is 120. Okay. Now it says 127, so 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. This hat should make a 19-inch circumference. So it seems really big, but it's, again, for a child. I'm now going to draw my carriage across. And then I'm going to get the right cast-on comb for this width of work. And I'm going to use contrast waste yarn for 10 rows. And then we will come back and do some fun. All right, cast-on comb is on. If you only have 2 claw weights, use 2 claw weights. If you happen to have 4 claw weights, use 4 claw weights. Now, I'm going to knit probably 20 rows of waste yarn, and then I'm going to show you a trick. Now, here's the trick. If you do not own ravel cord, and some of us do not own ravel cord, however, I do have a lump of it left. You can place ravel cord in your feeder and knit across. And then you will have a the section line, which is what ravel cord is for. That being said, if you don't have ravel cord, do the following. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to grab your yarn tail from here, and you're going to click it, or connect it, catch it, whatever term you want to use, onto your cast-on comb. Move your tension on your dial to 10, and you're going to knit across to the opposite side of the carriage. This will create an exaggerated loop, which I call a magic loop. At the end of your knitting, you can snip this loop and pull out your waste yarn without having to unravel the whole thing or accidentally snip your working yarn. So for this example, we're going to go across. And now we are going to switch to a working yarn that I love very much for making hats. It's just a 2-ply called Loops and Threads wool-like. And I'm going to load up the contrast yarn in the same yarn type. All right, we are moving our attention back to 5. We are going to load up our lightest yarn. Hang on, had a little accident. All right, sorry, my tension mast released both yarns at the same time, and so I had a little bit of a sproing there. I am loading up the lightest color yarn. So, because I didn't say it before, grab a dark yarn and a light yarn in the same yarn type. I used Loops and Threads from Michaels. It works very well as a practice yarn. It is very inexpensive, and it looks great if it works. So, we are loading up our yarn, clipping our yarn, and we will start knitting. We are going to knit 44 rows. So resetting my row counter to 0, 0, 0. Tension is 5 according to my pattern. But because we are going to be doing a special fold over, I actually suggest you go to tension 8 for the first row. So tension 8 for the first row. Go to tension 5 and knit 43 rows in the light color. Now, what happened here was my tension mast has gotten caught up in my camera. I'm going to move my camera over so that that stops happening. All right, so I have a little bit of an error on here. I'm going to see if I can fix it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to fix this off camera and we'll come back. All right, we will continue with our up to 44 rows. I see. I'm going to have some more issues, so I'm going to finish knitting these 44 rows off camera. Okay, I'm at row 40. So this is 41. 2, 3, 4. Now, we are going to put color 1 aside, and we're going to knit with color 2. How we put it aside, we take it out of the carriage, and then we lock it in on the side of the bed is a little tiny notch where you can put yarns. Another thing you can do, if it scares you to be on this side, there is no law saying you can't put it on the other side. So yeah, we can put it all the way over here on this side. I just suggest you lock it onto the cast on comb so that it doesn't accidentally interfere with your carriage. We are going to knit 6 rows in our dark yarn. So clip it. Six rows, tension 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So now we will load our pattern. Let's choose an easy Fair Isle pattern. Fair Isle patterns start at page 6, where it says Fair Isle patterns, also known as MC. I want to choose a very simple, easy to see pattern that is not very busy. I don't want busy. That is too busy. That is too busy. Oh, okay. I guess we have these ones to choose from. We don't really want multicolor ones. I don't think. No. All right, so out of these simple little patterns, really don't make it easy to choose, do they? Let's go with the pattern 1 so that we get solid, variegated, solid, variegated. And it'll look very modern and very clean. So let's put in our pattern. Let's press step, cancel, 1, step, step. We're doing the pattern over the entire row. And we will have some fun with this. Yeah, I know I paused for thought there. We're going to snip the light yarn because we're actually going to introduce it on this side of the bed. Not a big deal. Okay, we are going to go into KC1 on the other side of the turn mark. So this turn mark, KC1, tension 5. Let's change it, tension 6. Because we're dealing with 2 different colors. It's going to be thicker. You need that little bit of playroom. So 1 full number, increase. We now knit across. And we have now kicked out the needles that we need. We will now grab color number 2. It is now inserted. Press MC. Not sure if you can see that on the camera. No, you can't. So I'll move my camera. Just give me a second here. I'm just going to clip this. All right, I have introduced color number 2, which is the lighter color. Lighter colors in section B. Dark colors in A. Tension 6. Push to MC. CK1 is still engaged. I am now going to knit 32 rows. So what I'm going to do is I am going to reset my row counter to 0, 0, 0. So 32 rows in pattern. I will come back. Cry me. Give me a sec. Sorry, I keep forgetting to move the camera. I'm going to knit 32 rows in this pattern using my yarns. I reset my row counter to 0, 0, 0 when I started the second yarn. I will now finish this 32 rows off camera. We are now at row 32. We will now remove our light yarn. And we will continue with the dark yarn. We will turn off patterning. And now we are going to knit 6 rows in the dark yarn. So this is at 32. When we get to row 38, we will do something different. Remember to reset your tension to 5. All right, now we get to do a fold over hem. Sounds really mysterious. It's really not. So what we're going to do, make a hem by picking up stitches from waist yarn, hanging on corresponding needles. Bring all needles to hold position with carriage set to knit on all stitches. All right, you get your cardio today. So I'll take my single prong transfer tool, bring my stitches forward a little bit, just a little bit, remove my weights. As I remove them, put them on the back of the knitting. So the edges, so that the stitches do not come flying off the needles. Did you see how it moved forward? That's what's scary. All right, take off my clips. I don't need them. Now, this is why I put the cast on comb the direction I do. Flip it over. And now I don't lose my stitches. Okay? And now, gonna work. Actually, I'm going to do something really, really unheard of. I'm going to bring out one of my tricks. I'll be right back. I'm going to end this right here and start the next video.